Advice Pod. My name is Kyle. This is Raysean, and this is Noah. And
Hi.
hello. We're going to be doing an Am I the Asshole today. Now, the unfortunate thing about this post is that it's been deleted in the last couple of hours, and I'm kind of annoyed because this girl was totally not an asshole in my opinion, and she did all that she could. But I'm going to read you the title of the post and then basically give you a whole rigmarole on what the post was. It says here, am I the asshole for calling out my childhood bully in front of his girlfriend and causing an argument on their vacation? Allow me, boys.
Remember to like the video. Damn
Thank
it.
you. Make sure you like the video, but allow me to set the scene. So this girl is like 24 years old. She lives in a college town now. She'd gone away to college, ended up living there, and she really likes it. But when she was younger, in high school, middle school, she had this one consistent boy who just used to pick on her all the time, just for being like kind of a weird girl, kind of like make like little comments on the way she looked, and just like always made her feel like a complete piece of shit. And there were times that like she'd try to go to the principal or whatever about it at school to be like, hey, this kid's a fucking asshole. And they'd just be like, oh, he just has a crush on you. What are you talking about? He just has a little boyhood crush on you. In reality, his parents were on the school board. So for them to do any kind of like, discipline or reprimand him at all, the most it ever got to be was like a verbal warning. Like, hey, man, you should really stop picking on this girl, so-and-so. And he never did because he was like a popular jock kid who was a complete dick and made fun of a girl because that's what people in those social circles do sometimes, unfortunately. But this girl, she goes on to go to college in whatever other town. She did not list the town, but she goes and she kind of has a glow up. She gets kind of hot. Like she was always kind of like a, decent looking girl, but like this boy kind of picked on her for whatever reason, probably because he did have a little bit of a crush on her. But she goes off to college. She gets insanely hot, makes all these fucking cool friends, has a very happy, successful life where she is during college, and decides to stay there after she graduates. So flash forward to whenever the hell this post happened within the last few days. I would assume, probably in the last few days at least, it's kind of a vacation town a little bit, and that people will go there for trips sometimes. So she's out at a bar with her friends one night, and high school bully shows up and sees her, recognizes her, and probably has that moment of like, Jesus, what happened there? Smoke show. Comes over and tries to ingratiate himself with her. And he basically goes on this whole spiel to his girlfriend because they're there vacationing together. Hey, this is so-and-so. We went to middle school and high school together. I always thought she was so cool. She did this at school. She played an instrument. She was just kind of her own person. She always just like was a really cool person. And I loved going to school with her. Suck it up, like for whatever weird reason. I have theories on this reason. We'll get to those. But the girl, having been through like all this traumatic like bullying bullshit when she was a kid, she's like, this motherfucker is going to try to say like we're old high school chums and that we were friends and that he didn't torment and make my life a living hell for years. Nah. So she just hauls off and she's like, dude, I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to, but hey, honey, to his girlfriend, do you know what this guy did to me? And just gave him like a few different things that he would say and do to her when they were kids. And she's like, I don't know if you know the guy who you're dating, but this is who he was to me when I was a kid. And he just tried to come up to me and pretend like we're old friends and that like nothing ever happened. So they get, obviously it's a little bit of an uncomfortable situation. The boyfriend and the girlfriend walk away and, her friends from back in high school, she lets them know what happened. And they're all like, nah, man, you're not on the wrong at all. Fuck that guy. He was terrible to you. But all her friends in her current social circle, like her new happy life, successful social circle, Christ, that shouldn't have been that hard. All of those people, they're like, hey, man, you kind of overreacted. You kind of wanted that dude. He was just trying to say hi to you, and you just absolutely ripped him to shreds in front of his girlfriend. They don't have the context or the backstory of all the torture that happened. So that's, I think what probably prompted her to write this thing in the first place. She's unsure, right? But later on in the night, they're leaving the bar at closing time. And like a couple of streets, like, across the street, we'll say, she sees them again and they're fucking screaming at each other. And the girlfriend just walks away from him and just leaves him there by himself. And she sees him across the street and he like gives her the dirtiest fucking look. Like, this is what my night is now because you just said all this stuff about me to my girlfriend. She's just like, turns around and walks away. Is she the asshole?
Well, I always tell people you can't tell people how to respond. So if you do something to somebody, whatever way they respond is however they respond. So, I mean, it took a while, but some people hold in and wait for that great revenge. I'm not saying that's what she particularly was waiting for, but you know, the opportunity came and she took it. You're not the asshole. I think the one thing you probably should tell your friends, that your new friends, would probably be like, you know what, this situation, y'all just keep, this is just me and him. Y'all don't need to worry about what's going on. This is just me and him. And we just let that go because we have history and I don't want to explain it and then bring down the mood, but this motherfucker just did some bullshit and I can't believe he just walked up to my face and did that. Especially, I think that was some type of cornball type of move, especially if you could have came and tried to make amends in that moment. Like, you know what? I know we had like a shitty type of childhood type of things, but you know, we're adults now. I apologize for the shit I said and try to make amends. That, to me, that probably would have looked a lot better to your girlfriend. Like, okay, you know, he kind of understood it and he did this shit. But to go the route you did and then have her coming up and basically breaking that just destroyed everything. Because it's like, what the fuck? What kind of false type of person are you? Because that right there make you kind of look sociopath. Make it look like you don't know what you might be type of motherfucker. Like, if you will lie about some shit like that, what else are you lying about? Like,
that should have been the play, Raysean. You're 100% right, dude. But you know what this guy chose to do instead? And this gets back to the theories that I had while I was reading the posts. All those adults in their lives would be like, I think he's just got a little schoolyard crush on you, a little boyhood crush. I bet you he kind of did. And then he saw this girl glow up into this beautiful woman she became. And he had the motherfucking gall to approach her with his current girlfriend, pay her this crazy heap of compliments that he would have never spoken or uttered a word of 5-6 years ago. And I think, honestly, I wish the post wasn't deleted because I did not do a great job expressing all the compliments that he gave her, but he gave her a lot to the point where I'm like, dude, your girlfriend's right there. Why are you hitting on this other girl? Like, it was so strange. This guy probably had a little bit of a crush on her and like tried to set himself up a little bit, re-ingratiate himself with the girl that he used to bully. And she was just like, nah, dude, fuck you. I remember you. You probably still suck. And honestly, that girl kicks ass for having the balls to say it in the moment, because it would have been real easy. And I honestly think I've done this with old bullies I've had. It would have been so easy for her to take the pacifist route, just been like, oh yeah, it's great to see you. Yeah, I live here now. Well, yeah, it was great catching up, and just played nice and played cordial and just had that been that. But she's like, dude, I know you and you fucking suck. And let me remind you why in front of your beautiful girlfriend who's not going to leave your ass. Because if I'm a girl who's prettier than that girl and I'm saying how you is, then she knows that's how you is as well. Noah, what is your thoughts?
Her reaction was literally like just a reaction of just his lies at that point. Like, just lying, like, we were friends back then, and it's like, hell no, we weren't. And then she ends up like talking to the girlfriend. That is like completely fine. Like, that's like a thing that I don't really know if has any real consequences outside of that, because you don't really have to talk to either of those people really afterwards.
Well, what's sick is that she got this sweet moment of revenge, and like they're gonna get back on a plane, and she didn't have to worry about seeing them ever again after this because they don't fucking live here. So that's pretty sweet.
That is pretty cool. And again, that you really don't have anything to lose from telling the girlfriend about how shitty that guy was when he's like right in front of you. That it would have been a different thing if he was just saying, hey, if he was just keeping it cordial, but because of I think it's more about his overreaction. And I think she might have left out when she told her like current friends about this, like, hey, was I the asshole here? And her current friend says, oh, you overreacted. Like, she might have left out just how chummy that guy was being.
Yeah, or maybe just like the entire backstory. Like, if this girl really is sitting here feeling guilty a little bit about it, I think the guilt probably derives from her friends, her new social circle, thinking a little bit less of her. Like she freaked out the other night at the bar and some guy she went to high school with that she happened to bump into.
And I've had that before too, where like I tell my current friends about a situation that they have no idea about, and they're like, "Oh, I think you overreacted." And to them, it's like totally like they think they're just trying to say the mature thing, but like it's something different. It's like for me, it just ends up making me feel bad for like, I don't know, leaving somebody that I was right to leave. That I was just like in my situation, I had to like break up with somebody, and I told somebody, my current friend, about it, and they were like, seems like you overreacted. And I'm like, no, let me tell you why I didn't overreact, actually.
Yeah. Context is everything, baby. Not everybody knows all sides of the story. And I think this girl is feeling like she might be an asshole because of how her new friends reacted to it. All your old friends who knew that this guy used to torture the crap out of you back in school, they all know that you did a good job telling them where to go and how to get there. So I think you want people who know the full story, not just people who know you in this latest, greatest chapter of your life.
And then some people are just passive too. So, I mean.
Yeah. Also, my hair is nice.
Yeah, great job with the hair, Noah. So yeah, definitely not the asshole. I feel like this is a pretty easy one. I mean, especially because I didn't have a formal paragraph to read, unfortunately. The story was way better than I was able to recall, but I feel like I did okay getting most of the pertinent details out, and I told it in a sequential order. So that said, you tell us what you think. If some girl that you used to bully in high school got really hot and you wanted to hit on her and she told you where to go and how to get there in front of your current girlfriend, would you be embarrassed and hurt? Probably. But is that girl an asshole? Probably not. Make sure you like the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe to the podcast on YouTube or Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen. We are trying to hit those next subscriber goals for YouTube specifically. So if you don't watch the video, please just go click subscribe on the YouTube anyway. That only helps. Like that. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys again tomorrow for the last post of the week. And you know what? I'm kind of excited about it because it's talking all about partying or not partying enough? Question mark. Interesting. But it will be advice.
Don't be a butt cheek.